Decorative elements in landscape design can work real miracles, but for them to be possible, you need to learn to understand this niche. Garden design is really a vast area for your imagination, but the lack of taste as well as knowledge can negatively affect the visual characteristics of the site. Gazebos, arcs, terraces are not all items that can be used in landscape design. For example, forged decorative elements are an excellent addition to the site. Often these are beautiful gates, fences, or bars and windows. In more rare cases, garden-forged furniture or other variations are used. The material of decorative elements is a very important aspect in the decoration of the site. The texture of wood or the appearance of metal affect the design and style of the garden. Remember this. Varieties of decorative elements. The decor can be small, large, have architectural significance, carry not only visual advantages but also certain functionality for the user. The main rule is a harmonious combination of each design. It does not matter the size and shape, everything should be one complete picture. The guest should not have the impression that the garden looks like a warehouse. To create a really high-quality design means walking on a knife edge. And this is true. You need to have great knowledge and a sense of style. For example, decorative wooden elements are very poorly combined with plastic or glass. They will perfectly interact with metal parts or bricks. All these rules need to be known and used. Decorative elements in landscape design can be divided into natural decor. These are various plants that can make up all kinds of compositions in your garden. For example, a tapeworm is a large and beautiful shrub or tree. Its advantage is in attractiveness. The guest immediately draws attention to this particular subject. You can also highlight the labyrinth, which is a plant object that has come to us since the Renaissance. This is a hedge, often winding, reaches 2 meters. Artificial decor. A simple bench is the basis of this variety. It can be made of various materials or their union. Benches are also made portable and stationary. Depending on its material and accordingly the gravity of the structure, a huge number of different items fall under the definition of artificial decor, such as garden furniture of any type, sun loungers, umbrellas, and so on. Architectural decorative elements. Arcs, pergolas, trellises, bridges, sculptures. All these elements are able to create a unique atmosphere in your garden. The main thing is to install them wisely to observe the accuracy of the composition. Landscape decor. Dumping or artificial reservoirs are the most popular options. They often combine decor from other niches with them. For example, a pond can be decorated with vegetation, create a bridge with several deck chairs next to it. The role of decor in the landscape of a garden or yard. Decorative elements in landscape design can make your garden a really delightful place. Choose each element wisely, follow the general style, and you will feel successful. And remember that items must carry with them not only visual advantages, but also have functionality. The same barbecue decorates your plot and allows you to cook food. Wood, one of the most common natural materials used in the manufacture of handicrafts, decor items. Products may vary in complexity, price, and purpose, but they all have one thing in common. They are not only beautiful but also environmentally friendly. Handicrafts made of wood with their own hands give their room special value and originality. Below we have collected some great ideas. The structure of this natural material is hard and durable. Most wood items can only be made with a set of carpentry tools, which is usually used by men. Working with them involves the application of certain physical efforts. Women can also make light wooden crafts using simpler tools. The set of carpentry tools that men use when working with wood includes a hawk saw, electric jigsaw, in some cases a circular saw, as well as grinders, a drill, a chisel. Women prefer to work with more elegant tools. Many will be surprised, but in order to make most of the decor items out of wood, an ordinary secateurs, a barbell for wire, a glue gun, and a small handful of decorative elements, beads, rhinestones, twine, etc. are enough. If the hobby has firmly entered your life, you can replenish the supply better on every walk. The material is lying underfoot in the truest sense of the word. The appearance of the share depends on the quality of the prepared veto. Color, appearance, absence of visual defects, and damages are important. The main thing to pay attention to: lack of resin. For some crafts, good flexibility of veto or twigs is important. Parts of a tree spoiled by plant pests. Discard, they do not fit. In order to keep the area ecological and not harm the trees, it is better to collect fallen branches or use branches after pruning the trees. Before being sent for storage, the blanks should be dried for 12 to 14 days in a dry, ventilated room, after which neatly folded into cardboard boxes. If the wood is very dry, it can be lightly sprinkled with warm water before starting work. Rutarium is a man-made ensemble consisting of tree roots, stumps, stones, and trunks. The composition is complemented by various plants and unusual objects. This modern and fashionable idea can become the jewel of your garden, decorated with flowers, and vines of green plants, a garden of roots is a real achievement of a skilled designer. The first step to creating your own root garden will be choosing a place. Do you have an old tree stump on your territory? You can create a rutarium around it, using the stump as a center. An ideal place would also be a pond. Being near the water has a calming effect, and the beautiful decoration of the shore with lilies and hemp decor will always please the eye. The next step will be the procurement of materials. First, look around. Often a lot can be found right on your site. Old driftwood, rocks and branches will do. The rest you can easily find in the nearby forest and by the stream. Send the children to collect interesting shaped pebbles. The size in this case does not matter. Everything will depend only on your imagination. Do not throw away the broken tree bark. It will serve as a decor for the future rutarium. Low plants, dwarf shrubs, moss and stunt flowers will be an integral part of the rutarium. You can plant blueberries and strawberries. Their planting will also look harmoniously in the overall composition. The average life expectancy of the rutarium is about 3 years. All wooden parts must be doused with boiling water to destroy the larvae in the rocks. Then the tree should be dried and treated with the composition from bark beetles and rooting. It is best to use colorless preparations so as not to spoil the natural appearance of the material. If we are talking about a composition with a stump in the center, then the space around it will need to be cleared of weeds and debris, and the dust in the middle will be removed to the maximum. Do not touch moss. It is a beautiful ground cover plant that looks good in rutaria. With stones, the situation is simpler. It is enough to select them by size, wash them well and clean them from the remnants of vegetation. You can cover them with paint or varnish and cover the central part of the composition with them. Or you can put figures of fairy tale heroes on the stones, creating a play corner for children. Layout. Make a drawing and sketches of the future rutarium. To do this, you can use special online services or just draw a plan on paper. Take your time and consistently draw all the elements, starting from the center and moving to the edges. Take into account the peculiarities of growth and dependence on the sunlight of those plants that you are going to plant. After the sketches are finished, once again inspect the selected location and surroundings. If everything suits you, then you can proceed to the stage of creating a composition. Creating a routine. The largest elements should be placed first. Focusing on the prepared plan, lay out driftwood and stones. A little space should be left between them so that there is an opportunity to pass for cleaning and landscape adjustments. Vertical elements are installed. Keep in mind that poles should be securely dug into the ground so that they do not wobble. We plant plants. When the environment is ready, we plant plants. In the center of the stump, where you previously removed the old dust, a hollow should have formed. We pour the earth with a mixture of fertilizer into it and sow it. You can plant ivy and ferns, and between them, asters and cornflowers. Just study beforehand which plants are not recommended to keep nearby. The space among large branches and snags is planted, with coniferous dwarf varieties. Bright flowers can be placed in the hollows. Making boundaries. The territory of the rutarium must necessarily be limited. This is done with the help of stones or bottles placed in a line. We recommend alternating colors, then the border will be more interesting. Don't be afraid to make adjustments to the plan and experiment. For example, it will be beautiful to fill up free zones with gravel or pebbles. It should be understood that the wooden elements will rot and crumble within a few years, so they will have to be replaced in any case. Otherwise, apart from taking care of plants and garbage collection, taking care of rutaria will not take much of your time. When finances are limited and you want beauty on a garden plot, you should not get upset because there are many ideas for self-registration on the territory. The main thing here is to connect imagination, to review what materials are available and what can be done based on them. Let's focus on the original solutions for decorating the front yard with the help of improvised materials. You can add a small decorative fountain almost anywhere. A small pump inside a small decorative tableware circulates water. If you have a shaded corner where plants grow, a small fountain is a great alternative to rockery. This option is also suitable for homeowners who like the sound made by the water pouring out of the fountain, and there is no need for regular maintenance of such an object. If there are artificial reservoirs on the territory, you can supplement the outline of the fountain or pool with shells. The design of garden furniture with the help of miniature mosaic of seashells looks no less original. A win-win option how to decorate the front garden near the house is the use of flower crops. Harmonious mixing of them allows you to achieve the best result. Let's focus on more presentable solutions. Flower beds. If the design in front of the house includes the presence of mature trees, this can be beaten. Beautiful flower beds can be formed around tree trunks. For planting, give preference to shade-tolerant crops. Stones and succulents. A variety of succulents harmoniously decorated on the stones will be the perfect solution to complement a private house or cottage. A tandem of bright shrubs and stunned conifers. A great idea is to place miniature conifers together with bright shrubs that bloom incredibly richly. The contrast of shades is something that looks extremely interesting. Compositions of old logs or stumps. Decks, old driftwood stumps will serve as an incredible design solution for the formation of the entrance group. Fill the containers inside the logs with earth, plant flowers there, enjoy the incredible beauty. The use of hanging planters. They look great both next to the entrance group in front of the house and in the decoration of the columns located in front of the house. You can also complement them with beautiful lighting. Cactus gardens. For areas where the summer is drying up, the ideal solution would be the use of stones, crushed stone, cacti and succulents. Such cultures are not afraid of high temperatures, and in combination with decorative elements, they will create incredibly beautiful compositions. Having studied the original ideas, adding a little of your own solutions and capabilities, the problem of how to beautifully decorate the front garden will not arise in front of you. Don't be afraid to experiment, but keep in the mind the harmony and aesthetic side of decorating. The tree bark is suitable not only for quick and effective kindling of the fireplace. It can serve in the garden, vegetable garden and flower garden as an organic mulching material, and not only. If you decide to rejuvenate your garden and part with some of the trees, you should not take wood waste outside the site. After all, they can be used quite well. In an old stump with a powerful root system, which is almost impossible to uproot, you can break a beautiful flower bed. Sawn branches are usually burnt in the oven, warming the house, or used in the preparation of kebabs. The leaves are laid in a compost heap. You can also send sawdust there. However, they are also often used as a litter in cages with small pets, such as hamsters. The powerful trunk of a felled tree can be sawn, treated with any composition that protects against rotting, and laid out garden paths with sawn offs and bark to mulch flower beds.